A win is a win is a win, and the Indiana Fever without Caitlin Clark go up against the Las Vegas Aces and last year's MVP, A'ja Wilson, and walk away with a W, 80-70. Sophie Cunningham has been hot to trot. Sophie Cunningham has been on fire.
What happens when the Indiana Fever lose their best player, but still manage to crush A'ja Wilson's Las Vegas Aces? The answer might completely change how you see this team. While Caitlin Clark sat on the bench with an injury, still showing frustration with the referees, her teammates stepped up and took control of the game. Kelsey Mitchell scored 21 points when it mattered most, and Sophie Cunningham became the hottest player in the league. Seriously, this was more than just a win. It was a strong message that shook the entire league. The Fever showed they could fight and win, even without their star, proving they are a team to watch.
Back in the W shot.
Oh, that was a gut check win right there. Oh, nothing in the chat.
Yes, Natasha Howard!
That was a fun one. My gosh, and these jerseys are sweaty.
Picture this. Your team has just lost 2 games in a row to the Liberty, and your superstar is sitting on the bench in regular clothes with a groin injury. That's exactly where the Indiana Fever found themselves as they walked back into Gainbridge Fieldhouse on July 24th. The weight of those back-to-back losses hung heavy in the air, and everyone was asking the same question. Who are the Fever without Caitlin Clark?
Obviously, there's no timeline for Caitlin, but what has she been able to do this last week? Is it mostly just rehab recovery, or has she been able to do any kinds of practice?
Yeah, no, I mean, we haven't really practiced since the couple days before All-Star break. So mostly rehab, shooting, and she's been with our athletic training team, and we've been preparing everybody else.
The Fever's 12-12 record told only part of the story. Critics weren't just questioning their playoff chances anymore. They were already writing off the entire season. Social media was harsh, and sports talk shows labeled them as pretenders who fell apart the moment their superstar went down. The message was simple and crushing. Take away Caitlin Clark, and there's nothing special left. The pressure grew heavier with each passing day as playoff seeding hung in the balance, and every game became crucial. Standing in their way were A'ja Wilson and the Las Vegas Aces, the back-to-back champions who knew exactly how to attack when they smelled weakness. The Aces came into Indianapolis with a 12-11 record, but they carried themselves like the experienced champions they were.
Steph, Caitlin presents a challenge in itself for any opponent, but when she doesn't play, how is your team different?
I think our ball moves differently. What we run is different. She has such gravity, and her ability, not just to be at the top of the scouting report, but her ability to make everybody better with the ball in her hands. So some of the things that we run are different when she's on the floor than when she's not. We run some more off-ball stuff, a lot less on-ball actions.
Coach Stephanie White felt the weight of this moment more than anyone. She knew this game would define her team's identity. Were they true contenders who could battle with the league's best? Or just another team that could only win when their star player was on the floor? White had to find the right words to inspire her players at a time when doubt was starting to creep into everyone's mind.
Yeah, it's definitely a relief to know that there's nothing else going on and no more damage. Now it's just being patient with the process. You can't have 5-minute lapses against great teams. They make you pay, and they bury you in those moments. I think we've seen, throughout the course of the season, where we've been really good for long stretches, and where we've weathered the ups and downs of a game, and we've got to be able to do that from a neutral mindset. We can't get into the playing conservative.
The Aces came in confident, maybe even a little cocky, and you could see it in their body language during warm-ups. A'ja Wilson and her Olympic teammates had probably circled this game on their calendar the moment Caitlin Clark got injured. This was their chance to prove what many believed all along. that the Fever were nothing more than a one-woman show. The Aces saw this as their statement game, their moment to tell the league that championships matter more than hype. But here's where the story took an unexpected turn. Sometimes, the best thing that can happen to a team is being completely counted out. The Fever turned every bit of doubt into fuel, transforming what seemed like their biggest weakness into their greatest strength. What happened next shocked the entire WNBA and sent a message that this team was far from finished.
Let's go!
Okay, we answered runs today, y'all. We had one another's back today, y'all. In the moments where it seemed like they could have made a little bit of a comeback, we stopped that. Yeah, we sure did. Now we have to be able to continue to stack that, maintain that consistency right there. I'm so proud of you guys. So proud of you guys. That was a hard-fought win. You earned it. We got all three, 1, 2, 3, together.
When a team needs a hero, it's often the quietest player who steps up. And Kelsey Mitchell was ready for her moment. She had faced criticism all season for being inconsistent, with many saying she disappeared when the Fever needed her most. The stats backed it up too. One night she'd score 20 points, and the next, she'd shoot just 3 for 15 when it really mattered. Early in the game against the Aces, all those doubts about Kelsey Mitchell seemed justified. She missed her first few shots and looked completely out of rhythm. Frustration was written all over her face with every miss, and the Gainbridge Fieldhouse crowd started to grow restless. Without Clark's playmaking, the Fever's offense looked shaky. Mitchell felt the weight of every miss as the pressure mounted. By the end of the third quarter, she was just 4 for 19 from the field. The kind of numbers that usually get a player benched in a big game. But Coach Stephanie White had other plans.
Austin, handoff, Cunningham. Cunningham too strong. Mitchell able to save the day. And it's Mitchell going right to the rim. Beats the shot clock and lays it in. Mitchell to the rescue.
Sessions very disruptive, causing all kinds of havoc. Late shot clock situations. And then Kelsey Mitchell.
During a timeout, Coach Stephanie White pulled Kelsey Mitchell aside and gave her the message that changed everything. Let it fly. It's going to go. Those simple words landed exactly where Mitchell needed them. White also reminded her to stay balanced when driving to the rim to make smarter plays. Mitchell's teammates rallied around her in ways that don't always show up in the box score, feeding her the ball in better spots, setting harder screens, and creating the space she needed to find her rhythm and confidence again.
Colson thought about the three. Cunningham feed inside. Boston spinning, turning, ducking, finding Mitchell, who splashes home a three.
Then something clicked in the second half. Mitchell caught fire, knocking down shots from everywhere on the court. Her speed became a nightmare for the Aces' defense as she attacked the basket, finishing through contact and drained mid-range jumpers that barely touched the net.
Really fun. Couple of former teammates played 2 years together.
Clear out. Take it.
Mitchell sizing up Lloyd. She will launch and bury a three.
Get out of the way. Mitchell pulling the trigger from deep. Fever up 9.
The fourth quarter turned into Mitchell's personal showcase, with the game hanging in the balance. She poured in 9 crucial points in the final 12 minutes, shooting 4 for 5 from the field when it mattered most. On top of that, she dished out 4 assists, tying the team high, proving she could create for her teammates while taking over the scoring load.
Got 2 really good offensive coaches over there on the sideline.
Mitchell finds a cutting Boston, who lays it in. From Mitchell here on this one.
So you don't want anybody to cut across the front of your face, but it's just a really good delivery.
Mitchell finished with 21 points, silencing every critic who had questioned her ability to lead in clutch moments. She showed the mental toughness she had spoken about after the loss to the Liberty, and proved that the Fever have more than one player capable of taking over when it matters most. This wasn't just about filling in for Clark. It was about Mitchell stepping up and becoming the leader this team had been waiting for.
Offense was not the issue for Indiana on Tuesday. They put up 84 points despite the absence of Caitlin Clark. Cunningham hit 5 threes, and it's her first tonight. Stay with Indiana.
So Sophie Cunningham doing a really good job of reading the stagger. You have options off that, and she's reading the second.
While everyone focused on who would replace Clark's scoring, Sophie Cunningham quietly became one of the most dangerous shooters in the league. She came into this game against the Aces on a red-hot streak, scoring in double figures in 6 straight games. Her numbers were impossible to ignore, averaging 13.7 points, 4.7 rebounds, and hitting 3 3-pointers per game.
And for Sophie Cunningham to start again tonight, or what's your...
Yes.
What is it about her, I guess, at the start of a game that you like having her in the lineup?
Another ball handler, another player who can create shots for her teammates, as well as stretch the floor. A really good defensive rebounder as well. We had at times really struggled from a defensive rebounding standpoint, so like that as well. And her energy.
The question wasn't whether Sophie Cunningham could shoot. Everyone knew she could. The real test was whether she could keep up this incredible pace against elite competition like Aja Wilson's championship squad. The pressure was on, with teams now game planning to stop her. Her numbers were almost unbelievable, shooting 58.1% from 3 over her last 6 games, making her the hottest shooter in the entire WNBA during July. And these weren't meaningless buckets. She was knocking down clutch shots, exactly when her team needed them most.
This run continues, but Cunningham able to put an end to it.
Against the Aces, Cunningham delivered when the lights were brightest. She hit 3 of her 4 shots from beyond the arc, finishing with 15 points that were far more than just stats on a box score. They were perfectly timed daggers that stopped the Aces from mounting any serious comeback. Every time Las Vegas tried to build momentum, Cunningham buried another 3 to crush their hopes.
So you had Melissa Smith on you. I would just clear it out if you're Mitchell. Just tell everybody to go to the other side of the floor.
Cunningham straight away delivers with a 3.
Or that.
Rebounds defense and provides leadership whenever her team needs it. Coach Stephanie White moved her into the starting lineup to take advantage of her energy and versatility, praising her ability to stretch the floor, defend, and create offense as a secondary ball handler. Analysts are now calling her the clear front-runner for 6th Player of the Year, with one even labeling her an absolute assassin for her clutch shooting. Her consistent scoring and all-around impact have turned her into a serious contender for the award.
Vegas has done a nice job coming on the road, keeping Indiana Fever in check offensively, and Sophie Cunningham, you cannot lose her.
Cunningham's transformation from a role player into a true offensive weapon has given the Fever a scoring threat no one expected. She went from being just a complimentary piece to one of the most feared shooters in the league. Fans are now saying the haters owe Sophie Cunningham an apology for ever doubting her. Her consistency and clutch play have become the perfect complement to the team's championship hopes. When Caitlin Clark returns from injury, she'll rejoin a team that now has another proven scorer, capable of swinging the game's momentum. Cunningham has proven she belongs on basketball's biggest stage. And with just 35 seconds left, and the game hanging in the balance, Ari McDonald stepped up for the shot that would define this entire victory. The Fever were clinging to a 5-point lead, but against a championship team like Las Vegas, that margin was anything but safe. The Aces had been chipping away at Indiana's lead all 4th quarter, and there was still just enough time for them to steal the game if they could get a stop and hit their shots. McDonald caught the ball at the top of the arc as Aja Wilson's team made one last, desperate push to save their playoff hopes. The pressure in that moment was enormous. Miss this shot, and the 2-time champions would have a chance to complete their comeback. Make it, and their hopes would be crushed for good, McDonald didn't hesitate for a second. She rose up with the confidence of a player who belonged on this stage. Her step-back three was fearless, and she launched it knowing exactly what was at stake. The ball swished through the net as if it was destined to go in, stretching the lead and breaking the Aces' spirit completely.
Vegas got to lock in right here. One-on-one.
Donald pulls up and hits a three. But Lloyd got open on the other end.
The Gainbridge Fieldhouse crowd erupted in a frenzy. Knowing they had just witnessed something special, McDonald went a perfect 3 for 3 from beyond the arc, finishing with 9 points, 4 assists, and 2 steals in just 22 minutes. But that clutch 3 was her only attempt of the fourth quarter. Talk about making it count when it mattered most. Natasha Howard had been the steady force all game, piling up 18 points, 13 rebounds, and 3 steals while controlling both ends of the floor. Our defense gets our offense going. When defense is going, our offense is going. Howard said after the game, McDonald's dagger was the perfect exclamation point to Howard's dominant performance and sealed a statement win for the Fever.
Well, first of all, I started off with our defense. Our defense to get our offense going, and that's how we maintain games like that. We don't rely on our offense a lot. We rely on our defense to get our when our defense is going, our offense is going. So we limited the Vegas to 1 shot, and that's how we got open shots for the shooters inside the paint and everything.
Even Caitlin Clark jumped off the bench in celebration. Her competitive fire burning bright despite being in street clothes with that groin injury. She stayed locked in the entire game. And when McDonald's clutch 3 dropped, Clark was on her feet, smiling and cheering as her teammates delivered without her. That shot didn't just seal the win, it secured the season series tiebreaker against Las Vegas, a crucial edge that could determine playoff seeding. The Fever now hold a 2-1 record over the defending champions, and that advantage could be priceless when the postseason picture comes into focus. This was more than just another regular season victory. It was a statement. The Fever proved they are more than one player. With Mitchell's leadership, Cunningham's hot shooting, and their relentless defense creating a team identity built for championship runs. Their 13-12 record now has them sitting in 6th place in the WNBA standings. But more importantly, they've shown they can beat anyone anywhere at any time. When Caitlin Clark returns, she'll rejoin a team that has proven it can rise to the occasion without her. The future in Indiana has never looked brighter.